So lately, there's been just a ton of purpose-built rentals being built in Kelowna. I imagine Vancouver too, because the for sale market is just not there for them. And I think that CMHC financing is really helping these builders just pump them out. Like, are we just going to end up with way too many rental places around, or like, what has to change in our market for that to change and for us to start building townhouses or like for sale condos? Like, do we just need something to stabilize? Hopefully 2025 comes out like you guys say, and it's just stable market and we can start seeing these things again, or are we just going to endlessly build rental projects just because they pencil right now?
I think you're right about part of the reason why we're seeing so many new projects hit the market or being built, but we need it. So in Metro Vancouver, I have the data at my fingertips, so I'll just reference it here. In a 17-year period going back to 2007, 80% of the net growth in the rental condo apartment space was due to growth in the secondary market, right? So it's sort of the individual investor owners that are renting their condo out, as
Yeah.
opposed to the purpose built segment driving that growth. It only accounted for about 20% of the net growth. And up until about 6 or 7 years ago, we literally, for a decade plus, maybe closer to 2 decades, we saw a virtually unchanged stock of purpose built rentals in this region. It was 1991 to 2016. That's at a 25-year period. Over that period, our purpose built dwelling stock in Metro Vancouver basically didn't grow, but our population grew by 60%. So we are catching up with this rental construction. It's really needed, especially as we grow as a region, as a province, as a country, because we're not having enough kids. We're not growing because we're having babies. We're growing because people are moving here. And the data show that movers are overwhelmingly renters. And so, you're absolutely right that we need going back to this idea of a range of housing typologies. The rental piece, I think we could see a lot more of it and be okay with it. Like the rental vacancy rate in Metro Vancouver is sub 1%. I mean, it's the latest data. We'll get new data in a couple of months. It's extraordinarily tight. So more of that, but also more middle housing.
As we bring more rental online, hopefully we have fewer of these restrictive policies that tell you what you can and can't do with your property, because we have a healthy vacancy rate. Asking rents are climbing astronomically while, rents of existing tenants fall behind with our sort of current policies. So if we have like a 3% vacancy rate across the province, then we could probably do with a few less of these policies.
So we had Wendy Waters on a couple of weeks ago. She pointed out as well, we had a similar conversation, was like, hey, the Strata Act came out. You could stratify and sell individual units. We kind of went away from those purpose-built rentals because economically it made sense for builders to develop and sell. And now it doesn't really make sense. We're going back because you have a 50-year amortization at insured rates on the MLI Select. A good point you guys raised there is like, vacancy is kind of this taboo word of like, as a investor, you don't want a lot of vacancy. And as the government, you want to balance vacancy, but really as an investor, you do want vacancy because then it allows tenants to move. You don't want a tenant to be in the same property for the next 20 years when they've outgrown it and their rent is from 20 years ago. Like, you want movement. It makes everything better for the market. We sometimes overanalyze and be like, this is what the market needs. But it will balance itself out, and a bit of vacancy is healthy.
Yeah, we have historically low turnover rates in this province, in this country right now. And that's the reason why people don't want to move, because they are enjoying their below market rents. And a lot of them probably can't afford some of the astronomical rents that are out there on the open market.